Hey everybody! So I have a whiteboard, I have a marker, and I'm ready to show some things I already know. Alright, so the instructions say, tell me what you see. So my guess is you're going to recognize and want to talk about many of these things. And if we're live in person at 1 o'clock, we obviously can do a little bit more than we're able to right now. But let me tell you what I see. I see some very basic shapes that I know the names of from last year, even the year before, right? Circles. I think a lot of people know circles. I'm going to check that off the list. I think circles are round. They don't have any straight sides or corners. I think lots of kids are really good at naming squares. Squares have right angles, and all of their sides are exactly the same length, right? So it's good to know that they have 4 right angles. Right angles just mean that they meet perfectly like the letter L, right? See how they kind of do that right here? Or I guess it's not always the letter L, is it? This is a rectangle, very similar to a square, but there's something different going on here. Here I have opposite sides that are the same length, and then opposite sides over here that are the same length, but these are not the same length. One is long and one is short, but similar to the square, it has 4 right angles. So I think we're pretty good with circles, squares, rectangles. Here is something called a triangle, right? And there are many different kinds of triangles. The trick here is that you're counting 3 angles, or 3 corners, 3 sides on all of these. So we're going to call, even though they look very, very different, they are all triangles. And then I have some shapes that maybe we don't know, right? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. This looks like a circle that's been squished. It's called an oval. An oval is just a flattened circle a little bit there. This, believe it or not, is a square. Right? If you think about it, this square is just sitting on a side, whereas this one's tilted on a corner. So I recognize this one as being the same as that one, just kind of tipped over. Think about it. If I, standing up straight, is Mr. W, if you tip me over, I'm still Mr. W. Then we have a couple more. This one has 5 sides, and that's going to be key in remembering its name. This one has 6 sides, and that's also going to be key in remembering its name. When I think of these 2 shapes, I think of penta. Penta means 5, whereas hexa means 6. So this is a hexagon, and this is a pentagon. And this one is a parallelogram. A parallelogram has 2 sides that are very parallel, right? So these are 2 long sides. And then here we have 2 more sides that are parallel. Parallel means they're never going to cross. So we would call this a parallelogram. The only difference between a rectangle and a parallelogram is that it does not have 90-degree corners. Yeah, well, look at that. I've told you a lot about what I see, and I hope you're able to tell a lot of these same things to someone in your family. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.